Hey, I'm gonna talk about simple transfer protocol, or to just understand it as a super minimum HTTP protocol. To begin with, let's go over the packets first.
Packets find their way to and from your computer. Imagine each packet as a piece of candy wrapped in several layers. The first layer is your computer's IP address. Your computer sends the packet to the first router, which adds its own IP address. Each time the packet reaches a new router, another layer is added until it reaches the server. Then, when the server sends back information, it creates packets with an identical wrapping. As the packet makes its way over the internet back to your computer, each router unwraps a layer to discover where to send the packet next until it reaches your computer and not your boss's.
Okay, so to simplify it, it basically just client and server, right? It sends the packets to the server and it sends back to the client. And the packets contains two things, a header and a body. So what's in it? There's a nice article about it, but let's look at the real packets here. So I get back some data, click on it, you can see so request header from my client to the server, which saying things what server going to go to and what request type is it, and also what file I'm looking for, and blah blah blah. And the server sends back also a header with a package with a header saying okay, this file is not my file and blah blah blah, but most importantly it sends back to the client a HTML file which will be eventually rendered here, and that's what we see. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is to try to implement the whole thing in a simple way. We're gonna use Node.js, and there's a nice module called Cutter. So let's look at some code. On this side, this is the server's JavaScript file, and this is the client. First thing, the clients need to create the packets and send it to the server, right? To simplify the whole thing, the only valid information I'm gonna send is the file name that I'm looking for. And due to some limitation of the module we're using, I'm going to put this information into the body instead of the header. So it's different from the real HTTP, a lot different, okay? So how it creates a packet, it's okay, make a header, make a body, and then encode it in some way I don't really understand. It's like, this is a binary array. So it's in that the whole thing and concatenate, and you can send it. So in here in the server, when it gets the packets, it starts to parse it. And how it parse it is basically chop it up again. So I know the length, right? I'm gonna chop out the head and also chop out the body. And here, because the information is put inside the body, I'm only gonna use the things in the body. It get back the directory of the file, right? So I'm gonna use this directory and then read this file. When I'm done reading this file, I'm gonna get the data from the file, right? And I'm gonna send this data back inside the packets back to the client. So here I'm gonna create a packet again, also head, body, blah blah blah, and then send it. And here when I get it, I should render it, but for now, just get it, okay? Let's see how it runs. Here, let's run the server, okay? And here, let's run the client. Get back to hello world. It works. Yep. So this is a super simple way. But if you look back at this, you start to, wow, there's so many information, right? So the headlands couldn't be fixed. There's a lot of information also. This, if there's an error or something, you need to respond it. So I could imagine HTTP is like a lot of rules inside the header, meaning this, meaning that, and also the body. So it's pretty. I'll never totally understand. That's it. Thank you.